Say hello to the Genetron, the robotic Scion race. Enjoy being the machine revolution diving into this faction. Like all the Starcraft 2 factions, there are major mechanics that are exclusive to it you'll need to know to get the most out of them. The most prominent is power, the fourth resource of Genetron. You spend power to make units and to use unit abilities, and it acts like an energy tank for your whole army. The more you have, the more you can do. You can check your power in the top right with your other resources or by looking at a production structure and looking at the blue bar or the blue label at the bottom. So how do you get power? Three structures: the processing core, your base structure, the node, which is your supply, and the generator. The generator creates much more power than the other two, but power is the only benefit it provides. However, unlike minerals and gas, you also have a power cap. Increase this by creating processing cores, generators, or relay towers. How do you use power? Your base structure, the processing core, or a relay tower will automatically recharge your unit's energy, giving you a big defender's advantage depending on your power income and reserves. Out on the battlefield, a unit called a processor can act like a battery and recharge your units until it itself runs out of juice. The second major concept to Genetron is production speeds. All of their army production structures can make units at a slow, medium, or fast pace. The faster you make units, the more power it will cost, and if you get power blocked, the production speeds will come to a crawl, and you probably won't have any power to use in combat either in this case. The third thing you should know is if your buildings take a significant amount of damage, they'll enter lockdown. The building will cease to function until it's repaired, but it will take less damage as well, making your base a little bit harder to bust. Lastly, because Genetron is so energy focused, they have the least amount of upgrades in the game. Your units will effectively scale with your power throughout the game because you'll be able to use their abilities more often, but you'll still need to make the tech buildings to unlock your units. The only unit to get its own upgrades is the Spitfire, the core unit of the Genetron, like a Marine, Zealot, or Zergling. Once you understand these three things, you can start playing the race with confidence: power, production speed, and energy use. But here's some friendly tips out there for those who want to play the Genetron. Your detection sources are the interdictor, the anti-air static defense, and the processor, the quick scout that can recharge your units. Genetron's static defense structures can burrow and unburrow. You can even autocast this, like a controlled version of the Perdition turret, but I wouldn't advise doing it inside of a mineral line because your workers have to get out of the way for it to pop up. Genetron uses power to repair instead of minerals and has a dedicated unit called the Fixer that can repair from a distance faster than a worker, but at a higher power cost. You can turn off their attack and have them follow your units if you want them to keep that as their top priority. Your processing cores can spend power to boost the yields of your workers for a short time, similar to Keiron's Energize or the Terran's Mule. Now let's talk about some units you can look forward to meeting. A hovering car that can jump up cliffs, does splash damage, and can rocket jump to pounce on enemies or get out of dodge. A single target siege unit that can hunker down to act like a ground-only radar tower. A spellcaster who can place little mines for a short while, or create small cloaking fields for your army or other creative uses. A bomber that uses energy to accelerate to top speed and drop its payload. A big ship that can use its energy as a shield and hit both ground and air units simultaneously. And finally, a gigantic electric nuke silo that explodes when it's destroyed. If any of this sounds fun or exciting to you, you can play the Scion Custom Races right now on a free account as an extension mod. If you need help, we have a video for that too in the description. Have fun taking over the world as ChatGPT!